The 2006 Telstra Tasmanian Young Businesswomen's Award winner is Melody Towns.
Wow, thank you so much. I'm so honoured to be here. It's just so exciting. And you know, when my friend Hannah nominated me, I kind of laughed. I told my husband when we got here that I wouldn't self-sabotage myself because I always get nervous and then tell everyone really real stupid stuff. So, before I get into my speech, if you heard some clunking, it's because my heel is broken. So I clunked my way down here. And I also ran out of paper, so my speech is on blue paper because that's all my 3 children had left in the house. So please excuse me. However, I did write a speech because I am in the habit of just saying whatever comes to my head, and I guess that's part of the growth of Be Hers, because Be Hers really isn't about me. It's about a lot of girls, just like me, just using what's in their hand to do what they can to make a difference. But I've committed myself to reading the speech because there's just so much I want to say. So bear with me as I read and talk, which I'm not very good at doing, but thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. As was mentioned, Be Hers was started 6 years ago as I sat in a conference with my newborn daughter. It still tears me up today because it's just so in your face. I was sitting there with her on my lap, and I heard stories of other little girls, just like my daughter Marley, who had actually been stolen and enslaved in the sex industry. Now, as you can imagine, I guess if you're a parent here, you have all these dreams and desires for your children, and that's definitely not one of them. In that moment, my life suddenly changed. I needed to do something. With my newborn little girl and my toddler under 2, I went home from Sydney. I gathered my girlfriends, because that's what I'm kind of good at doing, and shared what I had heard and decided that we can actually do something, and Be Hers was started. Our first event, Be Her Freedom, sold out. You know, we were so surprised when we aimed to raise $3,000, and at the time, as a young woman, that seemed like a lot of money. We raised 10. It was in that moment that I realised nothing is too overwhelming, that actually we can all do something, and whether it's 50 cents or a group of girlfriends or $10,000, we can actually make a difference. Since then, Be Hers has grown astronomically. One event has turned into multiple events across states. Sponsorships have turned into collaborations. A social enterprise has been formed, and suddenly I find myself today leading teams of hundreds of amazing people right across Australia, all leaning in, all volunteering, putting their hand up and saying, I will make a difference. And that's a part of it that I wasn't expecting, and it's such a huge honour. Winning the Telstra Young Businesswoman Award means so much to me. In this time, I had another baby, and at one stage I balanced having 3 children under 3. I'm from New South Wales, no family here, working part-time and a husband in real estate, Parry Real Estate, you'll understand. I was busy. But I guess part of that, of this award, is going, you know what, you never look back once you find your purpose. It's an honour because this story is not just my story. It's about the power of the collective voice. It's about bringing people into the journey, inspiring them and empowering them, and realising that together we can do so much more. I think sometimes we can underestimate this season of life that so many mothers and young women face. Instead of feeling lost, I actually found my purpose. Instead of giving up, I've learnt resilience. Instead of being apathetic to a cause that felt so big, I've realised that we can all make a difference just by using what's in our hands. I'm beyond blessed. For what I've given, I've been given so much more in return. I've never lived more passionately or purposefully ever before. I just want to thank the Telstra Business Awards especially for making me realise that this dream of mine that's just grown and grown and grown so quickly is actually amazing. And, you know, doing the whole process and filling out the forms made me realise that, wow, we are actually doing something, and together we can do something. And even being here and being surrounded by so many amazing business people and so many amazing women has made me realise as well, you know what, we don't have to know everything. I don't have to have an amazing 5 degrees and all these different things that sometimes can be quite intimidating to a young woman, a young mother of 3 children. All I need to do is just put my hand up and say, I'm willing, will you help me? And the story of Be Hers is everyone does. You know, this is a completely volunteer organisation that is going global, and no one gets paid. It's actually amazing. So I want to thank my amazing husband, Jake. I can't even see you. But Jake, wherever you are, thank you for always believing in me. Jake has always been such an encouragement and support. He has spent probably the last 8 weeks at home with our 3 kids as I've been off around the world doing Be Hers events, which has been amazing. But, that's something that I don't take lightly because he's actually empowered me and inspired me to do all that I can do and be all that I can. One of the huge highlights for me was this year my 9-year-old son came to me. And sometimes as a mother and as a young woman, you can feel a little bit guilty about how do you balance all this stuff. He came to me and handed me his money box. And in his money box, he'd collected all these 20-cent coins. And he handed me his money box and he said, "Mum, this is for Be Hers, to help rescue the girls." I love being part of something that is so much bigger than myself. Life is short. Let's live it with purpose. Thank you.